What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking. What's up, everyone? It's another episode of Next Level Thinking, where we're always here to inspire and take people to the next level. Of course, it's your host, Chris Holmes, but I have a special guest by the name of
Zoyalynn.
Nice. So tell the audience a little bit about yourself, just so put the ground level on.
Ground level. Okay, where do we even start? I'm 24.
Okay.
I officially consider myself from Houston because I've been here 3 years now.
H-Town.
Yeah, I know. I love it. I've got this tiny scar of an H now, and I'm like, I guess it's permanent. So
it's official. Right?
It's a thing now, so I love it. Not the story, but just stupid. I walked into something, but that is fine. So moved here. I actually just changed jobs into what I would consider a dream job. I get to help people every day create a better version of themselves.
Awesome.
And it's so amazing, to inspire. So I do get to inspire people daily and get to hear their stories and just the little things of how they play better when they've got people on their team and knowing they're there, and the transformations they have is absolutely phenomenal. So I absolutely love what I do, and that I got the opportunity to. And it was not the reason I moved out here to Texas at all. I actually moved out here to Texas from North Carolina.
Okay.
Did my 4 years of college at the beach. So
oh, that's nice.
I know, it was really nice. I absolutely loved it. So, which was why I did stay a little longer than necessary. And
I love the beach. I don't want to leave yet.
No. And then my parents were living overseas at the time, and they were like, why don't you come visit us for summer break? I'm like, third world China beach. Mom, I'm taking summer classes. I'm so sorry. I will be here if you need me, but no, I did get to visit China. I've actually lived overseas for 8 years. And I did school overseas, so I've learned all these different things and different cultures. Then moved back, obviously, to go to college. And then my parents just moved overseas, and they're actually moving again to Amsterdam.
Constantly on the go.
Or September 1st, Amsterdam. So I got to start practicing a little bit of Dutch because I think I'm going in November. So it's kind of crazy.
A roller coaster.
I don't really know where anybody is, so I'll call my sister, and she's like, "Oh, Mom got to the airport okay," and I'm like, "Interesting." Funny about that, why didn't anybody tell me? And they're like, "You live so far away." I was like, "Oh, okay, that's not fair at all because they live in another country, but fine, whatever."
So I want to dive a little bit more into how you were helping transform people's lives and into a forward direction. What has been the most satisfaction from doing that? Just seeing a person from their current state and from getting involved with you and progressing.
So the company is called Discover Leadership Training, and it's actually based here in Houston, and it's been around for 25 years or something. And the product is a 4-day retreat.
Oh, that's a twist.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I was expecting workshop, and you said retreat. I was
retreat. Yeah, you're out on a ranch, so there's bison and everything out there. It is a ranch in Texas, so it's really fun. And we're really heavy in the auto body industry, actually. Just that's where we got the start. Branched out into Shell Federal Credit Union out here, so really all over. So they come in day one, and they're so angry or hurt, or a lot of people who go to leadership training and self-development, they are angry and hurt, and they have all this
just frustration just built up,
skepticism, and they're looking for someone to blame and things like that. And we don't say anything about, so I can't tell you what you do during the program. We don't say anything about it, and we ask people not to share it. So when people are nominated, because you have to be nominated to go through the program, you can't just be like, "Hey, I want to go."
Someone boom, here I am.
Right. Someone has to say, "Here, you need this," and nominate you. And then, so we ask them not to share anything. So all the people who've come through, they're like, "I don't know what to expect. The things I've heard are kind of weird. People come back kind of weird." And you're also offline for all 4 days, so no cell phone at all. So
it's just
like
off the line.
So we get the husbands are like, I haven't talked to my wife in 4 days, and the kids coming in and they're like, what's going? So these people come in and they're immediately so skeptical and like, what is just like, oh my God, I don't have my cell phone. I don't know what's going on. I can't punch the person who told me I should go, and I've spent a lot of money
Facebook
to come
updates.
here. Right. Like it's, and then they go through the process, and the process, like, it works without fail. For those who choose to stay through the whole process, it works. I've never seen it fail. So it's absolutely amazing what they go through. And they come in, they're so happy, they're supportive, they're giving everybody hugs. Like, you know, if they fall down, they get back up. Like, there's no more embarrassment. There's no more, I mean, it's all, like, the whole thing is retraining to think
like the mindset,
like a 4-year-old,
I believe.
right?
Yeah.
Like and people say that they're like, I jump on the bed now, I get up in the morning, and when they go through the program, they have, you know, a whole new passion, a new excitement, you know, a new sense of clarity, a new sense of thought. Like it's, and the things they get done. Like we actually had a training 2 weeks ago, and one of the guys just walked out the door and quit chewing.
Wow.
Like, and his mom called me and told me that, and I was like, this is why, like, I do. She's like, he wouldn't do it for anything. He's just done it since high school, and he just didn't touch it again, and said he didn't even want to. What did you guys, like, what's in y'all's Kool-Aid? Like, what is this? And they say, like, and we're on a ranch in Texas, so they're like, oh, good, a cold. We're like, yes, don't say that again.
Like, that's it.
No, don't do that. So
okay. So, like, I'm taking a little small break, but on the next little part, I want to go more into, like, why you think people have so much frustration and things built up, and, like, how that impact, well, I know you can't go into detail, but, like, the common things that you see a lot of times in social media and stuff like that, that outside influences that, like, you know, slow people down. So, we're going to take a little break, and we'll go right back into it.
okay.
Right. What's up? Back to the second part 2 of the series of Next Level Thinking. But we're going to go more into depth of, like, why do you think people come in with this, like, you know, this mindset? Because I'm pretty sure we all see it from, like, family, friends, and much more. Like, what do you think is going on?
I mean, one of the things I can say is first thing people do is the first thing they do in the morning when they wake up, it's negative.
Ooh. That's a bad way to start the day.
It is. So you check Facebook, you check Twitter, you know, you see videos of kids crying, of puppies crying, of people hating each other. That's the first thing you do every single morning. So the very first thing you've done when you open your eyes is negative. So you're automatically in that mood. And then every single moment after that is a choice, whether to be positive or negative. And, you know, people get attention, or like they get storytelling from, you know, being a one-upper, having that negative, like, oh my God, my car crashed. Like,
no.
Right. Like, you know, they turn a bad 5 minutes into a whole bad day, and then a whole bad week, and then a whole bad month, and a whole bad life. And it's really just 5 minutes.
I want to key on to something that you said, and that's important. Like you said, it's a choice. Like, you have a choice where you can, like, have a positive outlook on your life or negative. And you have a choice to just start up and just wake up and be like, oh, it's another Monday.
Right.
Like, here we go again. Oh, it's Friday. I can't wait for the weekend. So, like, it's all about choices. So, like, tell the importance of making, you know, choices, of changing your perspective into more of a positive thing.
So it is hard to make the choice, and it is hard to wake up every day and make that choice. And I can say that I worked almost 3 years in the government. So I could say that it is very hard to make that choice. But I mean, think about, you know, when you're holding a rope and, like, it's burning your hands, but you're holding it, you let go, and nothing happens, but your hands all burnt up. That's what happens when you stay angry. So, like, when someone cuts you off and you're angry about it,
especially with Houston traffic.
Oh my God. I'm working on it. I'm working on my patience. We all have flaws, but okay.
You had a moment you just remembered.
But I mean, when that happens, I choose, when things make me angry, I just choose to laugh about it now. Okay. So, like, it's just, you know, why does that make you angry that someone cut you off? Maybe he actually has to go somewhere and you don't. Like, you know, every time you choose to be more negative, you're hurting yourself. I mean, like, You know, after sitting in traffic for 40 minutes being angry at everybody, and you come home and your kid wants a hug, what are you gonna do?
It's like, okay, you got to turn off the audio.
Like, you ignore them. So, you know, when you laugh about it and you get those moments back, which, I mean, you're robbing yourself of moments. So, you know, it is a choice, and it is hard because it is easier to be angry at someone than just to let it go and move on.
And at the end of the day, I feel like sometimes you gotta ask yourself, like, is it really worth it?
Exactly.
Like, okay, I'm gonna make myself all like, okay, I'm gonna probably laugh at this next year or something like that.
Exactly.
So should I really like take the next 3 or 4 hours and ruin the rest of my day and the people around me, or just let it go?
Exactly. I mean, like, and that's the thing, you know, being angry for 40 minutes in Houston traffic, which happens regularly, like, being angry for that long, you're gonna come home angry, and that's affecting your kids and everything. Was it really worth it? Like, just turn the radio on, have, you know, like, you know, just listen to good music. I buy books on tape, and that's how I got through all of the summer 2017 hottest reads. So,
okay.
You know.
And another thing I do a lot is like listen to podcasts, especially motivational, especially on the road. Like, put it like this: I drive an hour or something into Houston. Like, I'm always traveling, and first thing I cut on is like either something motivational or something pumped up.
Right.
So like I can be driving, mind my own business. The person like, hey Tim, like.
Exactly. So you're taking that time back as well. You're also making that choice to give yourself back that time because you're learning, you're listening. I mean, Rosetta Stone makes millions of dollars for having tapes that people listen to in the car.
I need to invest in that now.
Right? Like, I will learn a lesson to teach like people languages so that I can make this money, or do something so they can listen in the car. Like, I don't know. That's so much time. Like, think about it. It's Texas. It's 16 hours each side. Like, it's a lot of listening time where you could be learning instead of being angry.
And with that said, how important it is to cut off the people that are negative in your life. Now, this is sometimes very hard for people, especially if they're very close, because sometimes it can be that family member who you're like, I appreciate you, like, you know, raising me, but you're kind of, it's like that brick wall now.
Yeah, you gotta get you some heroes, lose some zeros.
I like that. She's gonna put that in the statement quote. It's gonna go viral.
Get you some heroes, lose your zeros.
Okay. So, like, what is like one person you look up to a lot for like your positivity and things like that?
It would definitely be the president of this company. He's dedicated his life to doing this and does so much to help everybody sustain that fire. And he's amazing. And just what he does to help other people, like, it's one thing to do it yourself internally, but to go through the process of other people and helping them create,
it's a whole other challenge.
It's amazing. So I'm gonna play this for him so that Time Grace, just kidding, sort of.
She's not. She's like sort of.
Like, if this bumps it up, I wouldn't be mad. Just saying. I'm just saying.
That leads me to another question before I take another break, and the importance of keeping a very good atmosphere in a working environment. Of course, we see this a lot of times with, okay, I'm going to use this example. You see the example like at McDonald's, everybody's like, I can't wait to leave, I hate this job, right. And everybody in the performance is downhill. But if you look at some of these big, you know, corporations, like especially Enter and stuff like that, the energy is completely different. It's like, let's do this, motivation, they send YouTube links and things like that, we can do it, you know, things like that. So what's the importance of having a good working environment?
People leave managers, they never leave jobs. Because if you think about it, people go from job to job doing the same freaking thing. They're leaving their manager. They're not leaving, well, money is, but people will stay and take less money for a better work environment.
For that mindset.
I mean, people just like, and that was me. I was consistent. Instead of working at my job, I was just applying for jobs all day long. I was using their time and their resources to get out. Like, I mean, if you're as happy and feel supportive and, you know, feel like they've got you on your team and you can take mental health days and things like that, people will do anything for a company. And unfortunately, right now, we are fighting the mindset of the older generations who think work comes before everything, and they're our current supervisors. So it's hard to get that middle ground, but they're going to be retiring within 5 or 7 years, and then
definitely about to follow up with that, because the generation thing is something we definitely got to key on, like especially after you bring that.
Yeah.
So we'll go to another little break, and we're about to dive right back into it. Y'all keep an eye out for it. Welcome back to part 3 as we go more into depth. But actually, I want to like follow up from that question that you actually very good point. The old generation, the new generation, and I feel like especially with social media technology and all the innovative things we have. Hey, I'm goofy. You have more of the old generations like, no, you must do it. The numbers are not right. And you have the younger generation. Hey, let's have fun. They got the new camera, the social media, and they're like, what is this? Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram.
My phone only needs to make calls.
So I feel like we're gonna probably take this whole third part on this one. So start off with the ground on this one.
So I actually had the privilege of working with both generations in my last job, which was absolutely amazing. It's also I've done a little work with human behavioralists, so like I know a little bit, so I knew what to watch for. So it was really interesting at my last job. So we had half the people were above 43, and the other half were under 34. Okay, so we even had like 10 years in between, so there was no blend. So I mean, the biggest example was, unfortunately, one guy, his mother passed away. And I mean, he stayed and worked until 3 p.m. that Friday and came back to work on Monday. And like, for him, it was don't leave the job for anything. And I don't know about y'all, but I would have called my boss from the airport and been like, look. This is where I am. This is an FYI, not a permission type of deal.
Like, there is no option on this.
No. So let me know what you need from me, and I'll get back to you. Like, that was my mindset. Like, my mindset. I would have thought nothing of leaving my computer and everything I own there and just taking my car keys. Yeah.
And I would have too, especially like when somebody's close. I'd be like, I gotta go.
Right.
Like, this is I have
but
to go.
to him, he stayed through work, didn't ask for any time off. I mean, he just came back and kept doing it. I was like, even if I was there, like, I would have been under the desk, like, crying. Like, and he sat there working. I will not lie, it was not his best work. And we did have to do a lot of work to cover his work.
So his performance,
but, I mean, right. My supervisor is in his age group as well. He, was 44 or something, or 50, I don't know. Yeah, but he didn't make the offer for him to leave. So to me, it was also, I was like, well, if he doesn't leave, because some people function on autopilot, tell him to leave. Like, he doesn't need to be here.
Yeah, because his performance is definitely not.
And to my supervisor, work was before everything. Like, he hadn't taken a vacation in 6 years. Oh. He took 2 weeks off and stayed at home. I was like, I won't be here ever. Thank you.
This is our time.
I'm also taking a week off for mental health, and my doctor signed off on it already, so bye-bye. Just like, I was like, I just don't, if you're not happy, you're not happy. And to me, I wasn't happy there, so I took a week off.
And that actually gives me a good thing I think we need to focus on, is having a nice work and life balance.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with grind, but at the
if you love what you do,
it doesn't feel like a job.
Exactly.
But at the same time, you still need to have time for your families, things like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you feel like you're overworking yourself and you hate what you do, of course, then you feel negative and you drag and you don't do what you love. And now it's just so easy to just get on your phone and read or get prescribed like anti-anxiety and just be in a zone and watch TV for all day. Like, it's exhausting. Like, I had a shoulder injury and had to be on painkillers just because I could not move my neck. It was the worst pain I've ever had in my life. Like, I was in a car accident, I would rather be in the car accident than have that pain. So I had to take Vicodin, and coming off of it, I was only on it for like 10 days. Coming off of it was I was such a bee to everybody. It was so hard. Like, I couldn't stay awake. I was constantly eating. Like, I was like, it's exhausting to live like that. And I had to do it. I was like, why are these people choosing to do that? You're always tired.
You always have a choice.
Everything hurts. And just, ugh. But...
So when it comes to that, especially when new, like when it comes to technology, what is like the mindset? Like you were like, oh, I'm ready to fit on this, like because we are quick to get onto it, and the old is more resistance than anything.
I'm kind of old in this mindset. I think technology is amazing, and I think what it's provided and the creativity and the outlet. I mean, all these people who weren't good at school and just weren't good at sitting, they now have jobs, and you've got podcasters. And,
or owning companies.
Right. You can create basically anything you want, which is absolutely phenomenal.
Through an app, basically.
But it's a double-edged sword. We've got kids who are so dependent on it. My cousins, I mean, I went and visited them one time, and I was actually in college at the time, and I had asked for an iPad because I could get all my textbooks on it, and I could take all my notes and voice record everything instead of carrying around so many books.
Like the heavy books and like breaking your back and things like that.
And so, I mean, for me, it was amazing. So I always had it with me because if I lost that, I mean, by 3 years of school, like I would have been I wouldn't have had, because the cloud wasn't around then. So, I mean, so I always had it with me, and then I had my phone, and we went to a gymnastics event. So my little girl cousin, she was doing gymnastics, and we were sitting, and my cousin's probably 10 at the time, and he was like, can I have your iPad?
No.
Well, you're not using it. I'm aware of that. Can I have your phone? No, you can talk to me because I haven't seen you in 8 months. Because, no. Well, how was school? Okay.
Yeah.
Did you learn something? I mean, the kids are so dependent on entertainment for everything. They can't hold conversations with people.
Yeah, and that's why it's also had a good balance on that as well. But at the same time, if you look at it the business way, that's where most of the attention is.
Right.
Instead of like using the old traditional, let's say, newspapers and radio, certain radio networks are still good, but a lot of the attention is right here on your phone.
Right.
Like through Facebook ads, you can reach a tremendous, not only just a tremendous, but you can actually strategically target certain audiences instead of just like shooting all around the target and not even aiming, and it makes it that much easier. So after that, I want to go to this line. So I heard and seen you do a little bit of modeling. How's that going?
It's going so good. It's really picked up lately. I'm actually working all weekend. I'm doing a music video shoot tomorrow.
Oh man.
And then like those 1 minute Facebook like funny videos. I'm doing that Sunday.
Oh man.
So yeah.
Get a signature before it's too late.
Right. And then next weekend I'm actually shooting with a photographer from New Orleans. And we're doing like a yoga sunset outdoor kind of thing.
It's gonna be in Texas or New Orleans?
It'll be here in Texas. He's coming to Houston. So
okay.
I was like, I need your time. This is what we're doing.
Nice, okay. nice. So like before you like wrap everything up, like any like inspiration that you want to give to your audience? Of course we have like value from like the old to new generation and work out environment and positive mentality much more. But what is like some inspiration you want to leave before we close everything? Just like
What's the I have so much inspiration. I just had to think of just one. The biggest mindset I have right now is probably why I said yes to you, and you're gonna laugh. Just if I don't do it now, then when will I?
Ooh, that's nice. It's all about execution.
Right.
And if
I don't know what podcasting was that you asked me. I was like, sure, that sounds fun. Like,
just
why
sleep
not?
on it.
Like, if I say no now, when am I ever going to do it? Am I going to be sad for the next 2 weeks that we didn't do it?
And then you'll be like, what if?
Exactly. So, if I don't do it now, then when will I?
Exactly. And like while we wrap this up, that's very important. Like a lot of people have a lot of different dreams and just never execute on it. You just think of all the things that you've written through your childhood or seen inspiration or that big idea that you thought of, and then the next week is on TV, or like that was my idea. But the main thing is execution. You can go to like a lot of different class sessions, workshops, and much more. Excuse me. But at the end of the day, it's all about execution. If you do not execute on your ideas, they're just going to be an idea. So with that said, it's Chris Holmes, your host on Next Level Thinking. I always bring you guests and much more, but I have my special guest by the name of
Zoya Zimmerman.
And we're not out. Where can they find you?
You can find me. I have my personal Instagram is at Zoyalynn, Zoyalynn, and my modeling page is Z Queen, so ZQUEENED. And then on Facebook, I'm just Zoyalynn Zimmerman. So
nice. Follow the Queen. Inspiration and much more. And now we're officially out.